Hey everybody, got something a little bit different for you today. This is Elwood Blues from the Blues Brothers, and this is a Target exclusive from 1997. I believe this is made by Diamond Select, and I must have got these about 10 years ago, and they've been sat in the loft all that time, and the boxes have got a little bit too dusty and a little bit damaged for my liking. I did keep these sealed, but today, just for you guys, I'm going to open this guy. Now, let me first just say, The Blues Brothers is my all-time absolute favourite film, without question. You might think it'd probably be Star Wars, but no, The Blues Brothers, without a doubt, cannot be beaten. And also, Dan Aykroyd is my absolute #1 actor ever. Since I was about 12 years old, I've been absolutely obsessed. Fantastic actor. It's just such a shame that he's been reduced to Yogi Bear with Justin Timberlake these days. When you think back to the 80s, he was in just about every great movie that came out in the 80s. It'd be Dan Aykroyd in there somewhere, or one of the other Saturday Night Live guys. But Dan was always my favourite. So this figure, it's about 10 inches tall, and it's got a sort of circular tube for a box. And it's a real pain in the ass to try and get a good picture of this. The way the front's shaped, you get reflections no matter what you do. So to give her a good look at him, I'm going to actually take him out of the box. But before we do, let's just take a look around. So we can see there, you've got the figure inside the window. We've got Elwood Blues, fully posable action figure. Picture from the movie. Exclusive premiere, limited edition collector's series. Choking hazard, that's not a sticker, that's printed on the box. Another rather odd looking picture of the Blues Brothers there. Numbered series 14486 of 20,250. That's not very limited, is it really? On the side includes accessories, microphone with stand, harmonica and a display stand. On the back, this is actually flat on the back. We've got available only at Target. So this is American only. I got this off eBay, but originally it was an exclusive. Oh, it's not Diamond Select, I beg your pardon. It's made by Exclusive Toy Products, Los Angeles, California, but made in China. 1997. Another picture from the movie there, and we've got the sort of stylized Blues Brothers logo. Now this bit actually does open, and inside you can see, I might not be able to read this, so I'll tell you what it says. The Blues Brothers emerged in the 70s as a popular skit on late night TV. The movie, released in 1980, is a unique and outrageously funny musical comedy, jam-packed with extraordinary music and spectacular action. The story follows the adventures of those fearless and lovable musician brothers, Jake and Elwood Blues. Jake has just been released from prison, and he and his brother Elwood seek redemption by attempting to save their childhood orphanage from financial ruin. They decide to put their old blues band back together and earn the needed money. Unfortunately, the brothers just can't seem to follow the straight and narrow. As their troubles mount, a hair-raising, hilarious adventure ensues as the boys run from the cops on their mission from God. In the end, the orphanage is saved, but they both land back in jail. The final scene shows them entertaining their fellow inmates performing a rock and roll classic with their new band. I should have said spoiler alert before that, shouldn't I? Never mind. I'm sure you've probably seen this film. If you haven't, forget what I said, just go watch it anyway, it's brilliant. So that's about it. On the bottom it's just black. On the top you can sort of see it down in there, you can see the figure a bit. So that's it for the packaging. Let's get him out after 10 years of being mint in sealed box, just for you guys. And let's take a look at Elwood Blues. So within the box, he's twisty tied onto this little cardboard piece, and you can see there's the figure. We've got the microphone stand. Now the harmonica's in a plastic bubble that has gone very, very yellow, and you can see his little display stand there. And he's got ties on his arms, around his body, around his feet, and some round the microphone as well. So let's take him out of this bit and have a proper look. So before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at his accessories. Now first off we get this plastic display stand, and this, I could leave this really, it's not very good. Nothing spectacular. It's got some tacky looking stickers on the top. It's got the Blues Brothers logo. Underneath it's got some big bits where it was tied into the box. Other than that, reasonably solid plastic, nothing fantastic. Then we've got his harmonica, and this, to be fair, is pretty cheap looking. You can see it's got some cuts there where it's been removed from a sprue and it hasn't been filed down or anything. It's got some little dark bits where the mouth holes go. It's got the same on both sides. It's not very impressive, to say the least, but it wouldn't be Elwood without his harmonica. Next up we get a microphone stand, which is again made of pretty cheap plastic really. It's very light, it's a bit flexible, it's all moulded. This little wire is just moulded around it, and you can see it goes into the base there. It's a shame there's no colouring on this. It would have been nice if that was chrome and it had a black base and a black head on the microphone. That would have been good, but I suppose for a display piece it'll do the job. So this is the figure. This is Elwood Blues, and I quite like this figure. It's not perfect. It cheaps out on a couple of things, but there's not many Elwood Blues figures out there, and this one isn't bad really. It stands about 10 inches tall. It's definitely bigger than a Mego figure, maybe on a par with the Marvel Famous covers. And what can we see there? We've got the black suit. This is all material, which is quite nice. He's got a white shirt. This is all Velcro underneath there. This tie does actually seem to go all the way around his neck. I'm not going to remove it though. So that's quite good. Then we've got proper trousers. We've got this leather effect belt with a chrome buckle. Now this one is actually part of the trousers, it's stitched in, and he's got Velcro on the back there. And if we strip him down to his bare bum, you can see on the back there we've got the little exclusive Thai products, California, made in China. And that's enough of that, I think. Very undignified. You can see this material is actually quite thin, you can just about see through it. But on the whole, that's not bad going, that. So for articulation then, we've got ball arms, which is quite good. We've got a hinge at the elbow. We've got nothing at the wrists, unfortunately. Same on that side. And the head is just a turny head. It doesn't have a ball joint on there. You can sort of move it a little bit, but I think that's just where it's a little loose. Then his legs, we've actually got ball legs, but his trousers are cut quite low, so you're sort of limited there. Then we've got a hinge at the knees. Now this is where it starts to go wrong. Under here, socks and boots, moulded on. They're not removable or anything. They're not bad looking, but you just can't do anything with it. It's no articulation, solid moulding. They are quite nice and shiny, which is quite good. But other than that, disappointing right at the bottom. On his hands, you can see there we've got Elwo, and on his other hand we've got the rest of the word Elwood, and there's a little bit of a paint spill onto his ring finger there. Now what's unfortunate is you can't articulate the wrists at all, so you can't put them together to spell Elwood, which is a bit annoying. If you're going to have that feature, you'd think you'd at least make it usable. So for his harmonica, with his wrists not being articulated at all, you can't really do much with it. You can barely hold it in his hand. You've got to sort of grip it like that. But it's certainly not going to reach to his mouth, so you can't really play it. But what is nice is these pockets aren't just a square stuck on. They do actually have a little hole at the top, so you can at least store it in there. So this is him with his mic stand, and you can see it's a pretty good fit. It's just a shame that you can't really sort of hold the harmonica in front of the mic stand and get a good musical pause with him. Now, one accessory I wish they'd made with this, and that is the briefcase. Elwood Blues comes on stage with a briefcase handcuffed to his hand, and that's where he keeps the harmonica in. And that is the iconic accessory, and it's just a shame that they didn't include that, really. So I'll give you a closer look at his head. You can see this is a very, very good likeness of Dan Aykroyd in his younger days as Elwood Blues, when he was still skinny. Now, unfortunately, the hat and the sunglasses are moulded on, so it's a bit of a shame, but we can't really do a lot about that. It would be brilliant to see Hot Toys do these guys and give them the full works, but I can't really see that happening. I don't think there's a massive demand for these guys. But for now, this is about as good as it's going to get. I'm sure there's some statues and things out there of these guys, but as far as action figures goes, I don't think there is any more. If there is, then let me know. If you know of them, tell me, and I'm going to track them down, because I love the Blues Brothers. Absolutely brilliant. So here he is on his display stand, and it's just a pointless accessory, this. It doesn't really fit very well. You can stand him on it, but you can't really put his microphone on there as well, which just makes it a little bit pointless. I suppose at least you've got the Blues Brothers logo, but you don't need that. You know who these guys are. So there you go, that's Elwood Blues. And stay tuned, because I do have Jake, and he's coming up very soon. And when I open him, we'll give you a comparison of the two as well. So, yep, this has been Luke with Elwood Blues, one of my absolute movie icons. Hope you've enjoyed seeing him. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.